What up, y'all? Illegit here. I got pretty good queens here. This is a 2-4, 2-4 table, but it's been raised in 3-bet, and I'm going to be out of position, so I'm just going to fold it. This guy's pretty short, too, so he can just shove, and obviously, not that we flop the nuts, but it looks like it's virtually the nuts at this point. This guy could be this guy could be checking back ace-high flush on the flop, but then he bombs the turnout. It's a very strange line against this stack, no matter what he had. Yes, it's tempting to call with those types of hands, especially when you're new to the game, and even when you're not new to the game. Like for me, I wanted to play that a little bit, but to raise in a 3-bet out of position, if my hand was, instead of queen queen 9-8 single suited, it was say king or no, more like queen 10 9-8 single suited, I would like a call 100% of the time, because even against the range of hands this guy's representing, queen 10 9-8 would play very good against them post flop, but with the pair in the hand, it doesn't play as well. And my suit being queen high again, also that's a hindrance, because when I flop a flush or a flush draw, a lot of times it'll be against hands that have like he could have aces with spades, for example, or kings with spades. That's not a reason not to play those types of hands. But it's a reason not to play them for cold calling a 3-bet in a out of position. Yeah, because when he does have those types of hands, in a single raise pot or something like that, you'll get a feel for where people are at. So it's not dangerous to play a hand with that type of structure at all for a single raise. And you might 3-bet it yourself depending on how loose and aggressive your opponents are. So right now I'm playing some 2-4, which I've moved up to 2-4. I'm just playing this one table so I can kind of concentrate. And I also have a table of 50-cent dollar off the screen here, that I might bring over if any interesting spots come up over there. So I guess PLO we should talk about a bit, in general. Not that, I mean, if you've seen any of my videos, you already know about PLO and what the deal is with it. But let's see, what can we talk about? When you get 4 starting cards, people tend to think, oh, I can play a lot more hands now than I would in Hold'em because I have lots more ways to make hands. While that seems somewhat logical on the face of it, it's not really, because you're not the only one with 4 more cards. Basically, everyone has 4 more cards. So your hands, the percentage of hands you should be playing from various positions should remain basically unchanged, I would say, more or less. So if you're playing a certain amount of hands from the button or the cutoff in Hold'em, the profitable amount to play is similar in PLO. Yeah, it's just people are so basically a lot of people will play a lot too loose, in my opinion. This is pretty sick. This is a tournament, so it's not exactly that relevant to what we're doing. But this guy's been raising really loose. Now he opens full 4x. I have ace-jack suited. I can't do anything. I have to fold. So sick. But yeah, so just because you get four cards in your hand, you have to remember everyone gets 4 cards in their hand. Of course, trips in your hand is garbage. Any other card would have been a bad hand anyways if it comes king 5, other than a king, basically, or like a ace with a suit, maybe. Yeah, so don't get too enthralled when you're first learning the game about the fact that you have, oh wow, this is the hand where I had ace-jack suited, 3 people all in pre-flop. I made a good fold, but I'm drawing live to an 8. Show me the 8. Nope. Good for me. Okay. Yeah, so basically you have to keep in mind that while it seems like there's a lot more playability or a lot more opportunity for you to play more hands, theoretically, you shouldn't play too many more than you would if you were playing six-handed no limit. The amount of buttons you open should be similar, the amount of cutoffs you open should be similar, etc. Of course, this changes depending on both in no limit and in pot limit Omaha, depending on what your opponents are doing. The more hands that someone is playing, then the more hands you can play for value against their range, and etc. But that's true in no limit, as true in no limit as it is in this game. I'm going to call here with the ace high suit and the ace king. It's a pretty terrible hand. I definitely don't want to 3-bet, but I don't want to fold to just a min raise. And now I just want to lead for value, more or less. And he folds. You could check there, that's fine. And if you do check, though, you want to mostly check call, even though you do have a 6 with an ace, so you don't really mind building a big pot, but at the same time, you don't necessarily, if you do stack off, you could easily, I mean, if someone wants to get all the chips in on the flop, you could easily see yourself up against 10s or 10-6, so you want to be careful. We got aces here. This guy, he just min opened last hand, and now he opens full 3x. Hopefully this guy 3-bets him on the button. We can just 4-ball, but he doesn't. Our aces are pretty terrible. This guy doesn't have a full stack, though, so that leads me to want to 3-bet, but I'm not going to. Hopefully Diggler tries to squeeze here, but he's pretty passive from what I know, so I'm not counting on it, that's for sure. But if he does, that'd be beautiful. Or we can just go ahead and bink top set. Again, I just led last hand, so I'm going to do it again here. Hopefully he's getting a little frustrated or something. Even though, I mean, it's only one hand, but hopefully, I mean, there's a lot of drawing hands here too, so he could easily have a strong made hand with a draw that he's ready to get in, but he doesn't. And then, of course, we're just going to go bet unless it comes bad card at some point.